CES is today, and it's one of the biggest events, and it had so much in store. But honestly, the biggest release came from the day before, and that was the release of the 50 series graphics cards. You specifically got the 5090, 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. These are huge releases, and even though, honestly, it isn't a big jump, like nothing new got introduced, it's just, hey, here's new graphics cards, they are better. It's a good update, and it would be a great update path, for somebody with maybe a 30 series card or lower. And honestly, they're all good updates. I just think the RTX 5090 is a bit pricey. So the first thing to be announced is the RTX 5070, which according to Jensen has about the same performance as a 4090, but at almost a third of the price. And this is a very key thing that he brought up. He explained how, this AI, that we put in this card is really necessary to get this performance output. So apparently, 5070, using its AI capabilities, is able to match a 4090. And a 4090 goes for 1,499 USD, and this 5070 will be going for 549 USD. So this is a great drop. And honestly, if you want to upgrade from maybe like a 3060, 3070, and of course the lower graphics cards, then this would be a great option at a pretty affordable price point for an upgrade. And then you get the 5070 Ti, which comes in at $749. And then you get the 5080 at $999, and the Magnum Opus 5090 at $1,999, which is a $500 increase from last year. Sorry, from the previous generation's cards, the 4090. And the big thing touted in this keynote that I brought up a bit earlier is the sheer amount of AI that they shoved into these cards. And it's, the thing of the year. What is it? 2025, 2024 is all AI. And what do you expect, right? So, for reference, for all these upcoming GPUs, the 4090 has 1,300 TOPS of AI capabilities. The 5070 is under that, coming in at only 1,000 TOPS. But everything after is better than the 4090. You get the 5070 Ti with 1,400 TOPS, the 5080 at 1,800 TOPS, and then the Crazy Beast 5090 at 3,400 TOPS. If you want to do AI and you have 2,000 USD to spend, this is a great option. So many people question, right, like, why do I need AI? Right? AI is a big thing that people will think about and go, that's stupid, I don't need it. And that's why a lot of people like to go to AMD cards, even though Steam Hardware Survey says otherwise. But everybody always says, hey, go with an AMD card, it makes so much more sense, it's more affordable, and in the budget range it makes more sense, right? But according to Jensen, apparently this AI is very necessary for getting the sheer amount of frames that they had. He showed a little demonstration, and it was a gorgeous demonstration. This demonstration showed off what the 50 series cards could do, and it looked really nice. And he said that the AI was there, and without it, it would not have been able to do nearly as good. So, are these features very necessary? No. But is it very cool? And, with DLSS 4, is it able to, make a big change and maybe give you some FPS boost? Yes. So, overall, this is a win, right? It makes sense. So, on the 5090 card, which is the big thing that they're talking about, they didn't give as much information on the 5070, 5070 Ti, 5080, any of those cards. It's just the 5090 focus card. Like, what do you expect, right? So on the 5090, you get 380 RTT flops, RT ray tracing, which is 2 times the Ada generation. And you get 125 shader T flops, which is 1.5 times the Ada generation. You also get GDDR7 memory, coming in at 32 gigabytes, which is double of what a 4080 had, going from 16 to 32. So this is a big thing, right? And as we go more into the age of AI, this RAM on the GPU is really necessary. So you have a super high power card with, 3,400 TOPS, and then now you shove in 32 gigs of RAM into your card. This will be an AI beast. So if you want to get into AI and you have 2,000 to spend for some weird reason, then this is a great way to do it. And you also get a 1.8 terabyte per second memory bandwidth, coming in at 2x of the 8th generation. Overall, these are huge jumps, and yeah, sure, performance will be greatly increased. Is it that worth it? You have to pay, $2,000 for a 5090 card, if not more, after taxes, and maybe you want to get a better version of it. It's like, oh, more RAM, water cooling, or something like that. Do I think it's worth it? No. Like, it doesn't make sense as an upgrade path right now, right? Because honestly, a 5090 is quite useless unless you're doing AI. But if you're gaming, you're using your ray tracing at 4K, like 240 or some absurd thing like that, then sure, right? You could in theory max it out in these super high end games. For the casual person, it doesn't really make sense to go for all of this. And I do think that the 5070 is a great option for you to get if you want to upgrade from a little graphics card that you don't really like so much and it's not doing so well. The 5070, giving you about 4090 performance would be really good. And once the 5060 comes out, specs are released, then that could do really well as well. So overall, big improvement from 5090 to the 4090, and these like little changes. But overall, it won't really affect the consumer at that high of an amount. But things like the 5070, 5070 Ti, and even the 5080 are all within reason for consumers. 5080 coming in at $999, 5070 Ti at $749, and then 5070 coming in at $549. It's all within reason for consumers. So if you're planning on upgrading, this is honestly a great time to upgrade. And yeah, you might have to wait for a bit, see, if there's any deals coming out or any graphics card manufacturers are making like better versions of it. That will wait to be seen. But currently, it's a huge jump and it's awesome to see.